everybody, welcome back. It is week 3.
Here we are.
Our infamous maybe tips and tools week. Lots of ideas that we've kind of thrown together that's going to hopefully help you stay on that high vibe that you're looking to maintain, right?
That's right.
So
here we go.
Dive in.
Tool number 1, we're going to call it liberate your authentic identity. So this is the time to choose you, right? Have a liberated, authentic identity as well as profound sense of self. Know who you are and stand in your truth. Do the work it takes to really dig deep and get to know the real you and focus on what you love about yourself. Find your light. Be the light. Share your light. Don't play small. Know you are a powerful being and choose to illuminate rather than to diminish everything around you. Don't just talk the talk, but walk that walk. Set an example for others and be the person that you have always admired and looked up to.
Yeah, and you can even do that little mirror exercise, which I forgot to write down, where you stop and you look in the mirror and you tell yourself how
That's right.
badass you are, how great you are, that you love yourself, right? All of those things that really...
And if you do it at a 6-foot stance, then that's where your optimal eyesight is too. So you don't see those little lines and those little things that you're like, I love you, but you know what I mean? So it's easier to get used to saying that to yourself when
I never thought of that. And then you just step a little closer each time.
Eventually.
Good. See, not only beautiful. All right, number 2, tips and tools. Practice a high vibe schedule. So this is a harder one for me because I'm not a super scheduled, regimented person, but I know it really can help people who want to create that daily routine that aligns with your vision of what a high vibe life looks like. So it's going to be different for everybody, but it might have like exercise, quality sleep, nutritious food, social time, I need that, healthy daily practices, which we're going to dive into a little bit deeper with tool number 11. And you might not hit every goal, right? But at least you're striving to make it happen. You've had that plan. You maybe visualize your day happening. You set the schedule to motion and you start making commitments so that those things can happen. You show up for yourself. You're showing up for all of these things. And by having a plan, you're basically telling the universe, hey, this is the way I want it to unfold. This is how my day is going to play out. And you expect that to happen. So you are already living that truth, right? You're already attracting that law of attraction, that things are already going to flow on that high vibe. And the thing is, we're manifesting it as we go. And if it doesn't go exactly as to plan, or we miss a couple of those high vibe moments, it's still easier for us to navigate those dips and stumbles and stuff because we've already set our day up for success, right? We've set it on that high vibe path.
Precisely. The next one is about using the life balance wheel, and that's something Christine knows about because it's a coaching technique from her thing. So I'm going to let her take charge on that.
Okay, well, it's kind of one of those, coaching 101. It's a wheel, and I suggest that you Google just life balance wheel. There are tons of different examples online, and you can print one out. You can draw one, make it pretty, and it's basically where you are choosing all of the things that are important in your life. The different categories. So you have, love and relationships, or financial and spirituality and work and all these different categories that are going to be important to you. And then you kind of map yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. So you have to quantify everything. You have to look and say, okay, if this is 1 down here on the spokes of the wheel, and 10 is like the highest vibe, 0 is sort of like where you don't want to be. Where are you at? Where are you placing your attention? How much energy are you putting into that? So if you're really high at work at 9, but your social life is down here at a 2, you're going to notice as you're connecting the dots on that wheel, right, that it's not in balance. You're not going to see a balanced wheel. It's going to be out of alignment. So it's just a nice little tool. If you're a visual person and you want a visual aid, print yourself off, or again, design by hand, a balance wheel of life, and you can create it to use as a success tool and strive for that more balanced life.
Exactly. Thank you. Number 4 is practice high vibe choices.
Oh yeah.
Right? Just a general thing. Aside from setting your day up with high vibe schedule, you'll also be confronted with choices every day that you can consciously choose to make high vibration choices.
Mm-hmm.
What's in your best interest to keep you in that alignment of your vision of a high vibe? When confronted with negativity, choose to remain positive.
Mm-hmm.
When disappointed with something, choose to practice gratitude for what you do have.
Mm-hmm.
Try a whole day of not complaining.
What?
Literally stop yourself anytime.
That is a great tool. It's
Yeah.
really good to practice that.
Yeah, anytime you find yourself complaining, say, no, we're going to try that again.
Yep.
It's difficult, but it can be done.
Either stop yourself or change it completely to a positive and
Right.
spew out a compliment to the person or something positive. Is hard.
Yeah. Then try it again the next day and the next. Say yes to something that you've never tried and notice someone or an energy vampire. By saying no to them, you make choices that help your vibration and keeps it remaining in a high state. So this is the best way to sort of plan your day using those high vibes.
Yeah, and you're basically, you have the schedule of how things are going to go, but you have all these little choices
the
that come up.
micro and the
Am
macro.
I going to go this way or that way? The little forks in the road, the elevator conversation with somebody. Am I going to say something kind? Am I not going to choose to say it? It's all these little choices how we decide to represent ourselves with our words, as we've said before, with our presence, with our energy that we're exchanging. So, think about those, right? It's intentional choices. Is it in alignment with my integrity? There's another way. I was just going to say, there's another way I had listed. If you are not 100% sure, there's some tools as well that can help you make that decision if it is in your best interest, if it's going to be best for you, which might be different than what is best for you. And some of that is muscle testing. I actually had someone do that just the other day in front of me. They were like trying to decide. That's also known as kinesiology.
And there's lots of different ways to do those as well, the muscle testing in general.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's different styles that people choose to do. Dowsing, which I'm a fan of. If you have a pendulum and you want to see, it's all about energy, and it's drawn to your energy, and it helps you see basically your truth, right? So you're seeking out like the positive with these choices rather than the negative, right? And that includes simple things like the news that you listen to, right? Are you constantly on like a channel that's, doom and gloom and feeding you all of this sort of, world global doom news, right? Or are you listening to uplifting stories, right?
Ironically, I heard you say news. When you said news,
news,
That's
N-E-W-S, yes. Same thing, right? Yeah. And then like, choosing that positive mindset, embracing change and challenges rather than like shying away from it. And, always choose you. At the end of the day, you have to be your best friend. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to show kindness and grace towards yourself and others, of course, but you have to choose you to make this work.
In all those choices.
And then you have to stay accountable, right? We talked about showing up for you, shaking your hand, of making that commitment. So choose you.
Exactly.
All right.
Step number 5, create your sanctuary.
Yeah, having that high vibe workspace or live space, right? Keeping the flow of that lifestyle. Some people use feng shui to make it, perfectly in alignment.
The energetic flow of the room, right? So
absolutely,
when you clean up a space that's been bugging you for so long, and it's clean, what a weight is lifted off. It just
totally
feels like a breath of fresh air in the room. It is so wonderful. The energy totally changes.
If it's cluttery and stuff, you don't want to be there. You don't want to work with piles of mounted paper and piles of clothes in your bedroom to sleep with. Like, it really changes things. It opens it up physically, but also like energetically, right? So your physical space around you gives you that sense of peace and harmony, and you will have more productivity, I would say, and a zen frame of mind if you can really create your sanctuary space.
Number 6 is choosing high vibe relationships. Cultivate supportive, meaningful, and fulfilling relationships that uplift and inspire you. Practice clear and effective communication as well as empathy in these relationships. Setting clear and healthy boundaries that are in alignment with you and your goals will help you protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Choose who you are spending your energy on, because it is a spending. Your time is your energy, right? And find nurturing communities that help you stay on track with your high vibe desires and
support your what you're aligned with, right? Like groups like ours and other communities that
That's
are
right.
really on that high vibe.
That's all choosing you in a different way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So make sure that those relationships are, are there to nurture you, right? Okay, number 7, practice acts of kindness. I like random acts of kindness too, right? Where you're just like, we've talked about this before, just going up and complimenting somebody or holding the door, doing just really kind things. You're in a parking lot, you see a really close space, you see like an older person behind you searching for a space. Maybe you go to the further space and let them have that closer space because it's just not, that big of a deal to you. You don't need to be rewarded, but these just little random acts, it raises your vibration, right? Be the person that you want to have in your life, right? Think of that ideal person that's like amazing and vibrant and just kind, and you be that person. Sign up to help somebody out, do volunteer work. There's so many ways that we can make an impact on our community through charity work as well. And when you witness like the impact that it really has on the world and that ripple effect we talked about, right? It really can help you to raise your own vibration. Yeah. And then, it in turn, it's like we said, it just ripples through the whole planet. Right. So it's cyclical, and it's really, it's about the world you want to live in. So they say, be the change you want to be. Right?
Help create it. Yeah. Number 8 is nature connection.
Oh, good one for you to talk about.
Yes, yeah. Practice vibing with nature. Spend time outdoors regularly. Go for walks and hikes. Simply sit in a park and soak in the fresh air and natural beauty and sounds around you. Practice earthing and connect with the soil and the earth's vibrations. Put your feet or your hands in the soil, right? Hug a tree. That also does the grounding for you. Walk barefoot in the sand. Oh, that's such a great thing. Bathe in the sunshine. Those are all wonderful healing things for you. Drink from natural cool springs. Soak your body in hot springs. That's awesome. Talk to animals. Put your hands in the dirt, which we talked about. Gardening is great for that. Just admiring flowers and just notice things around you, right? Be in the moment. Be alert and mindful of things around you, and you will come to appreciate them
and
more.
Connect with them.
That's right.
Like, talk to them. I don't mind being that crazy lady. Not only animals I talk to, but I'll talk to the trees. I'll be like, I see you noticing me walking by. I know you want a hug. All right, bring it in and give that, like Mel said, tree a hug, or put your hands on it. Give it your energy as much as you're receiving its energy, right?
As you walk through the forest, that's talking to them. Yep. So then you can love the it's just a feeling, right? Like when you're in the forest and you feel all the trees swaying and you hear them in the wind, and it's just
you're soaking
such
up all the senses, senses, really. Yeah.
And it is a community. You're in that community of trees and forest, really. So get out there and enjoy it.
Thank Mother Nature.
That's
regularly.
Right.
Say thank you, thank you.
Oh, yes.
We're soaking it up. Number 9, digital detox. Another important one.
Yeah, very important.
So easier said than done for many people who work online or in a sort of virtual world that we live in, right? But you have to take ownership. You have to be responsible and schedule those little breaks away. So maybe you take a week off of social media completely. Say, hey, signing off. Check in with you. Like, what are you going to miss? That your friend went for dinner and somebody's birthday, maybe.
Somebody's plate of food.
It's exactly. It's not that important, right? Close the laptop and phone whenever possible. I'm guilty of that. I'll be in the middle of a thing, watching a show. I'm not really doing the best work. I'm not really paying attention to the show or who I'm with. So it's like, it takes focus away from what is important, right? Yeah. We want you to reconnect with the real world. Remember before the digital world happened, right?
What?
I know. And it does have its uses. Of course, we are grateful to have this connection right now, right? And the internet that brings us together. But it's really about coming back to ourselves, like kind of that old fashioned coming back home to ourselves. On a physical note, something that you can do if you want to sort of do a digital detox, and I'm not sure if Mel's talked about this in one of her things, it's called palming, right? So you're just basically cupping your hands, closing your eyes, and you're putting it over to give your eyes that break. 30 to 60 seconds is ideal. Take it off of screens, allow them to just rest, relax. I like to rub my hands together first, right? Get that energy connection going. Really feel the energy, and then bringing it. And if you put an intention in there as well, right? Like I'm healing my eyes, I'm giving you the opportunity to rest and everything else like that, right? So, yeah, just a great way to take that break.
Give your eyes a break too.
Just in the middle of your workday, okay, stop, set your alarm every hour, whatever. And do yourself some calming,
Your eyes and your senses in general, and of course that's resting your brain at the same time. Number 10 is gratitude. We have this one listed pretty much every month because it's simply
all the time.
Super important.
Yeah, it is.
It's the life force of having a high vibration, and we feel those frequencies, and with more gratitude we practice, then it's more that we attract in our lives, right? So try going for that walk, driving your car, rattle off a list of as many things as you're grateful for as possible, maybe laying in the bed in the morning. Oh, it just feels good to have rested. It feels good to be able to open my eyes again for another day. All of these kind of things, just simple gratitude.
You can even challenge yourself on, like, I'll walk my kids to school and I'll be like, okay guys, before we get to the end of the street, I want 3 things you're grateful for. And they're, water, the trees for the oxygen. I'm grateful for my family, whatever, right? Just keep always reminding yourself that you're grateful for these things. Literally, you'll want to skip home because it just raises your vibe.
It doesn't have to be big, magnificent things. Simple things are great.
Absolutely.
As well. So,
simplicity of it. So, and then you can also take that into a journal as well. So you can say it out loud, or if you're a kind of person that prefers to journal, just grab a nice notebook and journal it down, right? We all have heard of these gratitude journals. Some people practice that in the morning. Some people wait till the end of the day. What was I grateful for the day? So you're basically listing your wins and things that you're grateful for.
And then we're just putting more focus on all of the positive things, no matter how small, and that just raises our vibration.
So. Rather than the lack of what I don't have, I'm focusing on what I do have.
Exactly.
All right, number 11. So we always have 11, but we're like, dang, there's a lot of tools, mindfulness tools that, so we're going to list them off all under number 11. I'm a little cheeky. I actually think it's 11 points. Oh, I don't know, but we'll see. Many mindfulness tools. So, all right, so one of those would be meditation. That's kind of an obvious, and we've talked about it. You can practice silently if that's what you prefer.
Walking.
Or walking is my favorite way of meditating. I love doing the labyrinth, or just a nice guided meditation, right? Yeah. Close your eyes, have someone else talk you through it on a YouTube video or whatever.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, so visualization is another one. So we sort of did a really fast one. And
I
that's
love
just
doing those.
Yeah, closing your eyes and really getting into a space that makes you happy. And
you're visualizing your goals and your desires and how your day's going to go. And, you can just do it all yourself. Again, you can get guided ones as well. So those are just like to keep you on track of your goals. Yeah. Okay, deep breathing exercises. We've done several of those throughout the year, and that is going to help with your stress, manage it, bring you back to center, right? Grounding, centered, and staying focused on task at hand, which ultimately puts you in a better mind frame, it gets your everything going, breath is in control, and you're going to have that high vibration.
That's right. Then you can also take short breaks. We touched about this slightly. With the eye palming, but this is more about taking breaks, and you can do the pausing, you can stretch, you can breathe, you can just change your focus, right? It just changes. It gives you a little break from whatever it is you're doing, and it resets. You can go back and you're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. When something's not going your way, stop, take a pause, change the direction, change the energy, right? Yeah. And just even if it's going your way, but it's too much, just take that moment, that breath, that exhale.
That's right.
Another one is positive affirmations. They may be, talked about all the time, but they're still underrated in my opinion. Choose personal affirmations that are going to resonate with you. You say it in your words, not what I tell you or a book tells you. Put it in your words, and you repeat it daily. I am beautiful. Always put it in the present, right? We want it, and it's, on the high vibe, right? It's not, I will be beautiful. No, I am. Like, soak it up, feel it is already happening to you. Put the sticky notes around the house reminding you. Put it as a screensaver on your phone. Anything that's gonna just keep you remembering that little, affirmation.
Yeah.
Which is similar to
positive mantras,
Yeah.
right? So choose a word or a phrase that can be your own personal positive mantra. So that you want to take something that embodies your high vibration intentions and repeat it throughout the day.
So similar to an affirmation.
Yeah, very similar. But it's going to be a particular thing that you're always using, and maybe it encompasses a few things that you want to change, and that's kind of becomes your mantra, right?
Yeah, and the power word, right? Like just that one trigger word, like whatever is gonna get you from there to there, right?
Yeah. Could be the serenity prayer. It could be.
Yeah, I love the serenity prayer because
very nice one.
Yeah, right, and it kind of gets you that out of that, like you said, negative self-talk. Where anytime that little thing, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I don't look good, whatever comes in, like flick it off your shoulder and replace it with that mantra of positivity.
That's right.
All right, so power of music. We both love music.
Yeah.
Mel started singing too. I can't remember one of our things that we'd written down. We just always make things a song. Music can be super motivational and it can keep us on a really high vibe. So you want to choose something that's inspiring and uplifting, and you can sing to it, dance to it. You might like the lyrics, you might like the beat, whatever it is. But we say just do it like nobody's watching, right? Just full, like uninhibited, like enjoy, soak it up.
And I think that's something as we age, we get a little more comfortable with, right?
Yeah. Who cares if you're out of tune?
We don't care as much.
If you don't hit that high note.
Somebody thinks of us being silly or whatever.
Yeah.
So another one to use is crystals. So crystals can really raise our vibrations. They are they vibrate already on their own, and different ones have different levels of vibration or frequencies themselves. And you just find something that really you are drawn to, whether it's because of the color or it's just talking to you kind of thing.
Yeah, the properties of stones vary, obviously, so you might do some research and see what ones, you need, but it could just be like you resonate with it. Like Mel said, the color, the frequency, you hold it. That's how I choose my stones, by holding them, right? Feeling the energy coming from it.
Maybe put it in your under your pillow at night.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Unless it's a supercharged, gonna not let you sleep energy, but I've done that. But or beside your bed, or
in your pocket.
In your pocket. I put one in my shoe when I wasn't feeling grounded. I had some hematite, and it I actually got in a car accident that night that I was using my shoe for a week or so, but as soon as I stepped out after the accident, I felt grounded. I'm like, okay, that's why I put it there, was to keep me ready for that when that happened, I stayed grounded and level-headed, right? So using stones in that way, make sure you bathe them in sunlight, put them up on your window ledge that you love. Recharge them.
And then we have some
continuous learning, development, things like this, jumping into programs where you're going to expand your mind, dive deep into who you are, learning new skills or taking workshops, right? Anything that you need that, maybe it will take you out of your comfort zone, but that is actually good. That's stretching us, right? That's expanding who we are. And it's, we're going to eventually get to that high vibe, right? Some hobbies, if you love to do those, try something new or do something you love, but it's got to be in alignment with your soul. And choose those like daily exercises, which we mentioned, if you're putting in your daily routine, that are things you enjoy. You won't continue doing them if you don't enjoy them. You have to find something that really resonates and makes your heart sing.
Absolutely. Then we have other various therapies, such as energy or sensory work. By tapping into your higher energy frequencies more often, you can really help maintain that high vibe life that you're looking for. It's a really good boost for you.
And some of those therapies are like
Reiki, angelic Reiki, which Christine does. Rife is a type of frequency therapy. Like different light spectrums, like red light, or I have a multi-spectrum light therapy. There's so many different things that you can do. You could do sound therapy. Yeah.
So sound therapy, for example, we have one member that uses tuning forks very well, and that's a wonderful way to get in the frequency. I have this beautiful chakra chime, which you can see here, and each one has a different... soak up those vibrations, right? So just sit there, soak up that sound. Drumming.
There are bowls, there's
Yeah,
drumming,
singing
there's-
bowls, drumming, different types of, beats. There's just so many different types of sound therapy. So just sitting and soaking up the sound. And then there's those visual. So we're kind of exploring all the senses, right? So you have the sound of visuals. So we've talked about doing visualization and imagery. But you can also add some color therapy in there, right? I love when I'm doing a visualization to associate a color with it. That's like a power color for me. If you love a color, wear it, use it, make it your power color. You feel better when you dress like, in that color that brings out the best. And we've talked about that before, about feeling and looking your best, right? And it's all kind of correlated. The sense of smell.
Yeah. So when you walk in and there's baked goods, doesn't that give you a certain...
You were hoping for chocolate chip cookies.
It just takes you into a different space, right?
Yeah.
And that's the same. You can do the same with aromatherapy or different...
Some, like when you walk through a
stuff.
beautiful flower garden, you smell, or a lavender garden, right? So in essential oils, crack open that bottle, smell it, right? It goes through the limbic system. It triggers that emotional response. It also triggers memories. So there's like, smell is so beautiful. And then there's touch, of course. So you can raise your vibration through, the gift of touch, massage, acupuncture, acupressure, reflexology, EFT or tapping, as we know it. And that's emotional freedom technique. Which again you might see in the mindful moment with me, but it's really all designed to help raise your vibration, to get rid of the stuff you don't want, so that you can find your way up on that vibration scale, right? It's EFT is a mixture of Chinese acupuncture and modern psychology, so it's
blending
it's
both
a
worlds,
blending. And the most fun, I would say, one of the most fun for touch is tuning in to the third eye, right? Your sixth sense, right? We have that sixth sense, which is also known as like your gut feeling or just your knowing. And the more you work with your third eye, and which is like they're saying going beyond wisdom, you're really just starting to tune into that intuitive sense of knowing and that really high vibration.
Lots of great tips.
Goodness me, that we rattled those off. We're like, we've got a lot to get through. So that was just a list of a load of different ways that really you can focus in. They're not all going to work for you. Some you're going to really love and you're going to keep using them. Others you might just use once in a while. Others you'll try.
And you could go back to them at other times. They might be your new favorite thing in a year from now. So
yeah, exactly. Or you might do it for a while and then you're not doing it anymore.
Off,
and then you're like, when you need it, you're like, oh yeah, here's my tool bag, dig through it. All right, I'm gonna use that. So
exactly,
all of these things can help us live a high vibe life. And so we really hope that you'll give some of them a try, right?
Yeah, I think they're great tools. I think you'll find something in there for sure that really will resonate and help you raise your vibration.
Ooh, all right, so we will see you next week to wrap things up. Can't believe we're wrapping up already.
No,
but we're gonna stay on the high vibe the whole time.
That's right.
All right, so do your coaching questions and we'll see you next week.
See you soon.